Hello, and welcome, my Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers. Welcome to our 8-card draw. What do we need shadow read for this full to new June 2023? I am your reader, fellow Virgo Sun sign, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal. For short, I'm a professional witch. I am a professional intuitive. I am the president of Drawing the Circle Production since 1998. We just hit 25 years in service. I am the author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch. There is a link in the description box to a Kindle version, and you can preview it for free if you like. And there's a good section in there actually about shadow work, and it's broken down into chakra chapters. There are chakras in this read, so you might find it helpful, but that's the Kindle version. It's rather Spartan compared to the Fellini Film Festival that is the original that I have over on Patreon. Some of my subscribers on Patreon have access to that, but all of my subscribers have access to three things in common. Number one, all the extended readings, the part 2s to the part 1s on YouTube, and there are a lot of them, and they're juggernauts, right? Number 2, they get me every morning, pretty much, with a daily check-in, an unlisted YouTube live stream link. So we chat with each other, right? They type, they see me, I can't see them, but you know, we'll get there eventually someday. And we talk about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications, always ending with a prayer of blessing, something to send us on our way. It's my favorite way to start the day and sets me up for what I'm doing right now and everything else before and after. I love me some Patreon, but the third thing they get is a significant discount. With private sessions, booking me for private sessions in person on Zoom. We'll talk about it at the end of the video. The end of the video is that way, apparently. But honestly, it's the best thing I've ever done, at least to this date, as a professional witch and all of that. I love me some Patreon, so check out the menu. Oh, and we now have a 7-day free trial for the first level seeker. So check it out, and come play Patreon on Patreon. We're having so much fun. And I am, after all, the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, so of course we're having fun. You can just call me Mal. Hey, my Virgs. Hey, Virgo power. Cross your legs. My legs are crossed exactly like this in the sign of Virgo under this table. So I am ready, raring, a very powerful breath work and meditation I did, but maybe 10 minutes ago. So let's do this. First, some explanation to the new Virgos and the cross-watchers who may be checking this out for the first time, and then we'll get into the divination. An 8-card draw is just one card from 8 different decks, giving clues, tips, hints, divinatory insights to anything in particular, but we are looking at a 2-week period, a full moon to new moon, the releasing part of it. Now let me get this out front. When the moon rides at her peak, then ye heart's desire seek, which is why I do the 5-card draws, beautiful, nudiful reads, right? Plant a seed and help it grow. Well, absolutely. When the moon hits it, right? Do whatever was in that 5-card draw, right? Cast your heart out, and then chill for 3 days, right? Enjoy the full moon, but then usually we go right into the releasing, the letting go, the waning, the shadow work, and in the language of spiritual alchemy, removing 3 atoms in between lead and gold on the periodic table, symbolically speaking, to become more empowered and to travel a more golden rather than leaded timeline, healthier, happier, wealthier, wiser, etc., etc., etc. So let's take a look briefly at the astrology. Like I said, I am a Virgo, so of course I've got it written down. Our 2-week period we're looking at here, full moon in Sagittarius, Saturday, June 3rd, 11:42 p.m. Eastern. I am in New York. So that is in the witching hour for me, 12:30 p.m. crossing over to 12:30 a.m. That is my witch's hour and has been the witching hour for a very, very long time. So 11:42, I'll be able to light a candle exactly at that moment. Circle cast, quarters call, deities invoke, the whole 9, right? And then I'm going to enjoy that for a couple of days, making my way to the new moon in Gemini. Now, this is a tricky one. The new moon in Gemini, Sunday, June 18th, 12:37 a.m. Eastern. Now, it's only in Gemini as new moon until 2:42 a.m., so it's a window of opportunity. Now, this is important for Virgos because it is a square, Gemini. We may well want to wait. I'm not going to, but you may well want to wait because, yes, it goes void, of course, at 2:24 a.m. Not a great time to do magic, void, of course, but you could wake up at 6:58 a.m. and any time after that, plant the seed, and I will have the 5-card draws ready for that date. In between those 2 days, there are some things of note. On the 5th of June, Venus enters Leo. I'm Leo rising, so I'm keeping that in mind. This one might hit us, though. Pluto moves into Capricorn, and that is a trine to us, so I think that would be beneficial. That happens on the 11th of June. This one, I think, is going to hit all of us. Saturn goes retrograde in Aquarius on the 17th, which is part of the dark moon, the 3 days before the new moon, in other words, the next day. So this could be very powerful, yeah, but certainly we can prepare for it. And dark moon is when the shadow work really hits, so this is a way of kind of doing it, right? Very Virgo, grain of sand by grain of sand by grain of sand, order and method, Hercule Poirot. I think you're with me. Because it is. This is the mysticism. This is the mystery of it all. So, look, it's a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs. You may have 4 areas of your life that you need to release, forgive, alchemize, choose your language as you like. I like the word alchemize. It keeps it impersonal in a way, even though the stuff can be highly personal. And cross-watchers, you have the opportunity to get some insight, understanding, sympathy, and empathy for the Virgo you are cross-watching for. But should you choose of your own free will to apply some of this information in prayer, in practice, for yourself, for them, we've got Whispers of Lord Ganesh to help remove those atoms, those obstacles. We've got Archangel Fire Oracle, Divine Animals Oracle, of course, a Macon Healing Mantra deck. We got chakras to talk about. So let's get this going. So, both feet on the floor if you can. Oh yeah, and as you do that, hoping the one you are cross-watching for and all of the Virgos, you're helping all of the Virgo Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross-watchers, and not just the ones who are watching this video and drawn to this reading. Because what better service could there be than to do you, be authentic, shift your own lead to gold, shadow to light, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, poverty to prosperity, pick your lead to gold, and you're helping all of the Virgos do that. Me too. So thank you in advance. Let's do this. We are dealing with some feline intervention today from my youngest son, Melchior, the Taurus cat. Now, would you please go lay down? You can lay down next to me, but I need to work, sweetheart. You're an Earth sign. I figured you would understand. Well, no, he doesn't. He wants what he wants. At least, I'm not just like talking to my feet. Go lay down, lay down. I will pull over this reading, young man. Motherhood never ends. Shall we? The shift from all of that explanation, which I'm glad to do for new people. I'm a teacher. My mom's a teacher. I was raised by a teacher. Can't help it. To the divination, which I was born to do and here to do, and what you're here for. That shift happens in the still point. Let's find it, shall we? Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Pantheonic override. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine, for the Virgo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers watching this video, drawn to this reading using the Caroline Myss archetype cards. What is the dominant soul power, the archetype for the Virgo collective and the cross-watchers to be aware of in the 8th chakra, hovering over their heads, our heads, indicating the shadow work, indicating the soul power that we are developing and alchemizing from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, pain to pleasure, perdition to paradise. I could go on. This full to new. Oh, thank God, the Hermit. Oh, so into it. I mean, the Virgo card is the Hermit card in Tarot is always called the Virgo card, and I'm so down for it. He's just like singing to his people. He's fine. He has everything he needs to litter his scoop. There's food in the bowl. We even have a little stainless steel water fountain. He's good. He's just bored. Sagittarians. Okay, so written on this card, gotta admit, it makes the readings fun. Feline intervention. He's meowing at his cat scratchy box. Okay, just roll with it. The Hermit archetype is a member of the Wisdom family of archetypes. There are 9 different families. So written on here is the shadow attribute and the light. Think lead and gold. 3 atoms in between that cannot be created or destroyed, only transformed, alchemized. You get the idea. The shadow attribute withdraws from society out of fear or negative judgments of others. Hello, I am a Virgo. Refusing to help those in need, though. No, never. Nope. I am a Virgo in that way. It's like, I'll always work it out. We'll always find it. Where there's a witch, there's a way. Except for unapologetic toxicity. If someone is unapologetically unwilling to heal, then that's different, right? Because here, the light, the gold, seeks solitude to focus intently on inner life, serves personal creativity. That's how I survived the pandemic. I live alone, except with 3 cats, right? So I was good. I had everything DoorDash and all of that. The gods made a way for me. So absolutely, as a result, my connection to the divine is why, think monk. Now, the monk nun archetype is a different family, but certainly for creative energy, if I didn't have this, there's no way I would have gotten over to 25 years in business as a corporate president, right? So interesting, got that hovering over our heads. I'm into it, so very into it. Let's get the next 4 chakras down, 1 card from the Daughters of the Moon Tarot. Daughters of the Moon Tarot, because it's feminine energy, goddess energy, the world behind your eyes, which Virgos, we don't often share what's going on behind our eyes. Unless you're a Leo rising, Mars conjunct, then maybe you do. But certainly the Hermit does not feel like a very expressive externally because of the internal focus. So let's see what the goddess has to say. Please take a nice deep breath. Goddess override. As I call upon my goddesses of earth, the sign of Virgo, powers of the north, please, beloved goddesses of mutable earth, 1 card in clarity for us Virgo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and our cross watchers watching this video, who were perhaps led to this reading. What do we need to be aware of? Internal, internal, heart, third eye, crown. If it's major arcana card, it's all combined as one. But give us that clue, that tip, that hint we need to alchemize the Hermit this full to new. All right, 4 cups. You're going to go with heart chakra on this element of water. The key word here is sorrow, but it's a 4. And usually we see the spilled cups in the 5, but I like that Fiona Morgan did it this way because 4s are numbers of rest, for sure. Discontent, all right? Sorrow, maybe. But certainly for a Hermit to deal with that, it sounds very Virgo. Cross your legs, go inside, heal. Deal, right? But what I love about this card is that she's at the ocean side or the seaside, right? So there is this waxing and waning, and yet there is a stability of the 4, and though 3 cups are spilled, 1 is still left standing. So we're used to seeing this in the 5. So, on an emotional scale, this can be boredom at its best. Nah. Right, we get there, meh. Or it could be, I don't know to go so far as depression, but maybe, you do you, but very heart chakra. So this Hermit isn't just introspecting and philosophizing, it's going into the heart and maybe being uncomfortable, but resting 4s, right? Numerological 4, right? That foundation to rest. And then you move into the 5, which is the change, which very much can be the healing. Interesting. Thank you, goddess. Good to know. See, I'm a Pisces moon. I have no problem with that. Let's look at the masculine dynamic, the yang, the lower 3 chakras, relationships in the physical world, with the mythic tarot. Let's see what the gods have to say. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. God override. As I call upon my gods of earth, the sign of Virgo, powers of the north, please, beloved gods of mutable earth. 1 one card in clarity for the Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross watchers who are watching this video and we're drawn to this reading. What do we need to be aware of outside in, inside out, relationships in the physical world? To alchemize the Hermit from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, with the 4 cups on the inner, this full to new. Major Arcana, it's all 3 of those chakras at once. The Chariot. Now look, a very emotional card, often called the Cancerian card, because you have the light horse of inspiration and the dark horse of motivation, the carrot and the stick, if you will. Aries, god of war, so hot. He's so hot. Oh, well, you know, mistake. Sometimes you get drive-bys. Look, this is about, oh my god, I'm so inspired to do this. Oh, but at the same time, oh, this is what I gotta do it, right? I gotta go in and deal with this in order to fuel that, right? Because it is an emotional card. The card of the Chariot, and let's say Aries was emotional, though considered purely a god of fire, Mars, and all of that. Oh, please. He hooked up with Aphrodite. He definitely liked a nice drink of water. So we are looking about moving forward quickly here in some way. So it's interesting, like quite the paradox of having the Hermit, yet moving forward at a rapid rate. Now, this could be, if not you, us from the outside looking in, then it could be us from the inside looking out. It's something coming toward us, right? That maybe we're a little meh about, right? Or the work that's ahead, or what it's going to take to kind of marshal those forces, the carrot stick, to move this forward. Ben-Hur. Oh, Ben-Hur. Ben-Hur de la Creme. Oh, let's remove those obstacles with the help of Lord Ganesh, those 3 atoms in between lead and gold. And I've been saying this every reading now. I started cultivating a relationship with Lord Ganesh 25 years ago. Because I used to work at Borders Books and Music in Bohemia, Long Island, all right? And I was a community relations coordinator, so I did the event planning and, you know, the author stuff. And I was a public speaker there on the regular. I met the Ashaya monks when the book First Thunder by MSI, those are the initials, Maharishi Sadashiva Ashaya, I think I said it right. And I ended up taking their first sphere workshop. I ended up taking all 5 spheres. You know, got me back into Sanskrit and Hindu, and I love Ganesh. He's wonderful and very much an earth god. And a lot of fun. Please take a nice deep breath. Oh, still point. Ganesh override. Take over. Oh, override. As I call to the beloved Lord Ganesh, remover of obstacles, God of success and prosperity, Hindu elephant-headed God, and beloved one of many. Please, one card in clarity for the Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross watchers who are watching this video and drawn to this reading. What is your guidance, your grace, your wisdom, your power, your oracle message to help us alchemize the Hermit? Shadow light, lead to gold, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, this full to new. Childlike expression, I'm in. Childlike expression, yay. Alright, so this is gonna absolutely shift things. This could very much be about inner child work for sure, because there are many different children within us. Childlike expression is obviously then about how we put it forth into the world, right? So let me get to this. Card number 12, childlike expression. In truth, within every soul exists an aspect known as the inner child. This is the inner child card, okay. You can champion your inner child's emotional life by listening carefully to what you need and want in your own heart. I don't know, I'm saying that's on the table. Take some hermit time, it's fine. It's fine. Even a little bit every day for 2 weeks, right? To check in on that kid. You may have been taught to give up your own desires for the sake of others. Virgo, anybody? Raise of hands. I see billions of hands going up. This is not necessary. Ganesh is bringing the guidance that not acknowledging your desires and needs takes away from your life force and defeats your spirit. So we gotta nurture our element of fire. Aries, God, Chariot, boom, okay? But definitely that emotional stuff within, that discontent. If we've been like shutting down our own heart's desires to serve, when our heart's desires are part of the service, written in, we were assigned them before we came in. That's why they're written on our hearts. Where did I leave off? As a child, you are a sensory expert. It is now time to re-stimulate your inner child's ability to look, listen, touch, and explore the world in order to reconnect with your emotions. Now, with the world, with the hermit, that can be tricky, but you can be a hermit and walk in the world. Daywalker. Practice trusting your inner knowing or senses. Give your inner child love and a voice. Express your true feelings. Connect deeply to yourself on an emotional level by allowing all of your uncomfortable feelings to reach the surface of your awareness and be seen and experienced. Look, I'm going to say I learned from Matt Kahn. He's simple. I mean, I've been doing inner child work since the late 80s. I mean, I was a teenager. So, you know, does this stuff ever end? No, because it's collective. There's only one child, all of us. But what Matt Kahn said, he said, just talk to your heart chakra as the inner child. You're there. So simple. And, you know, of course you're going to cry. Of course you're going to tantrum. But to do it from that hermit place, cross your legs, right? No one needs to know this, but so that we can get to this last bit, right? Find patience and joy in simple things. Take a step away from acquiring material things and take pleasure in the wisdom of your own soul. Love, respect, and honor your inner child. Allow time for play in whatever mode that pleases you, be it socializing, singing, yoga, travel, taking a walk, dancing, meditating, or writing. Or games. You know, I do like a video game every now and again. I am Generation X. This is how your inner child operates. It knows no boundaries, holds no expectations, and loves unconditionally, because that is the divine child that everybody, I know them too. Can you imagine? But I can understand needing to pull back away from society for a bit, right? Just unplug and plug in here for a little bit. Because if that child is even feeling meh, well, then it needs your attention. And there's a certain frequency of love that only we can give that child. I mean, we could have a million people go, oh, I love you. But the child needs that frequency from us. Yeah, and that's alchemy, right? You can say the lead child to the gold child. And there's the child archetype, but we don't have that dominant here. We've got the wisdom family archetype, which feels very Virgo to me, as I've been saying over and over and over again. We're four cards in. We're halfway done. So let's call to the archangels. With the Archangel Fire, Oracle, Alexandra Wenman, Findhorn Press. Everyone has access to archangels. Essentially, the higher self is called a guardian angel. It belongs to a collective. It actually comes from the collective. We think of it that way, but it's really happening this way. We're the tip in physical, just the tip, in physical form. So everyone has access to all of them, though you may have your own specific lineage. I do. I'm the Archangel of Lyons, Ariel, the Lion of God. So, you know, go with it. And also St. Mark is the Lion of St. Mark, and is a lot. It's a lot. Everyone, there are clues, tips, and hits. You just got to be willing to look. But, you know, who are you going to call? Ghostbusters? Let's call upon an angel, because they won't come unless you call. They're cool like that. Please take a nice deep breath. This feels good. Still point. Archangelic override. As I call upon the pantheons of archangels, for the Virgo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers who are watching this video and drawn to this reading, maybe led to this reading by this archangel themselves, who is waiting in the wings with their wings ready to swoop in and help. To help us alchemize the Hermit in the 8th, this full to new. And we got Azrael, don't freak out. It's the angel of death, but an angel of transformation. Hey, buddy, do I need to... Oh, here's another one. Here's my Leo kitty. Come on up, booger. This is Balthazar, if you are new. This is the Jan Brady of our little black cat Brady bunch over here. Who's a good boy? Who's a baby? I love you. Do you think you could chill for mama and keep an eye on your little brother for the next, I don't know, 3 or 4 cards? That would be lovely. Those are fingers, Leos. Good luck. So, Azrael, don't freak. He's lovely. Particularly if you're familiar with the Discworld series by Terry Pratchett, you know, all caps death. Wonderful. Because this ain't just about death and dying. Azrael is about transitions. We're in a transition, not shocked. You shocked? You shouldn't be, honey. So I'm going to do my best with the feline intervention we have going on here to do this right. Okay? You be good? Can I have a kiss? No? Okay. Leos. Ready? Here we go. Breathe in the transition. Known as the Angel of Death, Azrael isn't at all as scary as his name suggests. I mean, he rides a white horse named Pinky. In fact, he is perhaps the kindest and gentlest of all the archangels, just like the mysterious cloaked guardian leading the way across a treacherous bridge in his card. He is associated with bringing comfort and reassurance in times of intense transition. You are at a major point of transition. Release all that is currently falling away with love. And the inner child, if it feels safe, can do that much simpler. Simple need not imply easy, though. Remember that after a death, there always comes rebirth. If you have pulled this card following the loss of a loved one, this message comes as validation that the angels are guiding their way safely through the veil. So look, with childlike expression here, chances are this is not literal death, but this is about we are going through a transition on what may seem a rickety bridge, and yet it's coming in hot and fast, but it feels like the emotional component of this with the childlike expression of the inner child card to remove obstacles, that this is about safety. The child archetype, it comes in many forms. The nature child, the divine child, the magical child, the orphan, the on and on and on. The bottom line, everyone has the child archetype because everyone was a child, right? It's about innocence and safety. And if a child does not feel safe within its own skin, and you know, you only get a certain amount of time for your parents and your society to do that. After a while, you know, it's up to you. And that's what this is. In order for us to transition like a child maturing, healing, right? A transition. I like it. I like it. I'm not afraid. Don't fear the Reaper. It's such a good song. Bonk. He's a good boy. He's just chilling. He's a chill cat. What can I tell you? He's the softest cat I've ever had. He's like got pillow DNA. He's just sitting there staring at me. Speaking of animals, how about the Divine Animals Oracle? Everyone has spirit animals and totems, but you know, it's good to know who's actually contracted to help you with this. The Animal Kingdom Pantheon is my favorite. Let's do this. Please take a nice deep breath. Oh, still point. Totemic override. As I call upon the spirit animals and totems for the Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross watchers who are watching this video and drawn to this reading, who walks with us, who swims with us, who flies with us, who crawls with us, giving us the protection, the guidance, the grace, the love, the wisdom, the power, and the oracle message to help us alchemize the Hermit, this full to new, the butterfly, the soul transition. Psyche, long story there, Psyche and Eros, but the word psyche, where, you know, psychology and the psyche, it is Greek for the word soul as well as butterfly. So, yeah, Yeah, I'm going to say this is right in alignment, right? Because even if you think of the child within us as like the egg, or, you know, if we're going to take it into butterfly language, the caterpillar, well, then we have to go through the cocoon, right? Which is very much the transition to become the butterfly. And this is card number 28. So I'm just going to read you the first part and the last part as soon as I can see what number I'm actually at here. Okay, here we go. 25, 26, 27, I can count. And 28, butterfly, the soul. To experience our full selves, we often go through a difficult period of transformation and growth. Trust what you feel. We all have stages to pass through in life, and not all are easy. Look ahead to where you wish to be, not where you have been. Self-trust and the trust of your partner are necessary for positive relationship. Okay, maybe there is a partner involved here. Yeah, this is, and they go into the myth of Eros and Psyche. Read it. It's a true love story. This could very much be a relationship thing, a transition in a relationship. I'm going to read you the magic. Butterfly magic is key to growth and transformation of the soul. Now, I plant in my garden, my pot garden. I mean, it's a clay pot. So it's legal in New York, but I'm not interested in growing that, right? I have like bronze fennel and like all of these butterfly. I don't have a butterfly bush, but I got, plenty going on out there for them. So this should be easy, one would think. Butterfly magic is key to growth and transformation of the soul. Flat leaf parsley too is good. Going through trauma or difficulty helps reveal our true self and grow into the full magnificence of the soul itself. Ease doesn't mean growth. Now, childlike expression, inner card, this could be real foundational stuff. Look, you shift something a little lead to gold in your child archetypes, regardless of sub-pattern, wounded child, divine child, that doesn't matter. It's going to change everything in the root chakra because it is survival archetype. It is about surviving in the physical world, right? So it doesn't matter. It was written into the script before you incarnated. That's the impersonal part of it, and yet it feels so intensely personal. I know of which I speak. When you need help moving from one life stage to another, then butterfly magic can be useful. A transition, maybe. Maybe. Although patience is often needed to embody change fully. When you require a dose of beauty, hope, and lightness of spirit, and a reminder to live your life to the full, then butterfly energy can be just a thing. And that does make sense with that childlike expression, that innocence, regardless of what has happened. And we all have trauma. Everybody has childhood something or other, right? One would think. So it's okay. That's not the truth of who we are. We are the immortal soul. You hear Hail the Traveler when somebody dies, right? Hail the Traveler. That's the soul. It's the immortal part of us that comes in to play roles. And no one's staying in the same body forever, because that's not immortality. That's Nosferatu. No, Nosferatu. We should write a musical. Oh, I think it's been done. Okay, I like this. I mean, Azrael, right? The liberator of souls. This is kind of amazing. Gee up, Binky. Woo, I just clonked my torch of Ariel. Woo, there we go. The Macan healing mantra. It used to be, I think, the fourth card down. Now it's the second to last. My guides are good. They're like, try this. All right, makes more sense here. A healing mantra to bring this all together. Let's ask the Ascended Masters of the General Assembly, because doing a mantra in Hermitage is a gig, is a thing, and you can get a lot more done than running around trying to figure shit out. Please take a nice deep breath, which Virgos are prone to do. I know. Still point. Ascended Master Override. As I call upon the Ascended Masters of the General Assembly. Please, beloved ones, one card in clarity. The perfect healing mantra. The precisely perfect healing mantra for the Virgo collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and our cross-watchers watching this video, who maybe you led to this reading. Please, I'm keeping my childlike expression. I'm having fun with this, even though it's an intense frickin' read. So please, the perfect healing mantra to help us alchemize the shadow life, lead to gold, the pain to peace, toxic to healthy, Hermit in the 8th. This full to new. Encountering conflict. I don't choose sides, I take a stand. This is in a relationship with somebody. Whether it is romantic or not remains to be seen. We still have the blessed be, the hidden blessing, last card down. But I am familiar with this mantra. I don't choose sides, I take a stand for love. It's about listening to people as well as honoring what's going on inside of you. So you take care of you, Kit DeLuca. Encountering conflict. I don't choose sides. I take a stand. I've said that when people come for me, like in political arguments and stuff, which may apply, but also interpersonal relationships. This is a good one. I don't choose sides. I take a stand. When conflict is encountered, two opposing viewpoints wrestle for a dominant position. Each hopes to achieve success by changing the other's viewpoint. Good luck with a Virgo. If encountering conflict from a conscious standpoint, you may realize one of the greatest gifts you can offer is allowing others to be heard. You may not agree with their argument, but you are embracing their needs simply by choosing to listen. See, that's coming from a place of innocence, but immortal, eternal innocence, the silent watcher, if you want to Eckhart Tolle it. When you listen instead of lash out, you are taking a stand for love. When you listen instead of lash out, right? Childlike instead of childish. This is making the decision to anchor higher frequencies of light through the demonstration of your ethics, morals, and values instead of matching the unconsciousness of others with equal amounts of aggression. Now, maybe that's why you're in hermit mode. You know, you can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And a reason can come and go in a day, but it can come several times in a year, right? When you want to look at it that way. But seasons, I went through a hermit season, but I do not have the hermit archetype lifetime. No. No. Absolutely not. I'm way too social. I'm a social butterfly when I'm there. So keep this in mind, right? This mantra is ideal for settling arguments, unraveling passive-aggressive behavior. Oh, come on, Virgos, we're good at it. No, you can just go right ahead. I support you while you watch them blow shit up, right? That's not great. And releasing the tendency to blame, because here's the truth about blame. You can blame your parents, you can blame society, whatever. Of Course in Miracles says it point blank. Blame is projecting your power to there. You can't make a change. You can't. You've taken your power and you've hemorrhaged it outwards into the dream, the illusion, the Maya, the illusion of separation, right? So, you know, that's the alchemy, to pull that back. How do you pull that back? And actually, that is kind of what forgiveness means. I'm going to let myself off the hook because I'm learning. It's a learning curve, right? And I'm going to give up what I thought to be the truth for that power back and see it from a high... There's always a higher truth. There's always a higher truth. Ultimately, there's no place like, oh, and that's all the truth you need. But all of the words in the world will not suffice what a direct experience of unity, of the divine, of the soul, call it what you will, that childlike innocence. Once you have the experience of that, that's a wisdom that can never be taken from you, regardless of what happens in the third eye. Just saying, encountering conflict. So we've got a hermit encountering conflicts and a transition, childlike expression, soul, sorrow, four cups, chariot. Let's get our last card down. I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. Oh, good stretch. You can do it. I am wearing my Mal-El of Krypton today. For the Virgo read, probably the Libra and the Scorpio read as well. I'm into it. Isn't that right? I love you. He's such a goofy kitty. He's actually the peacemaker. He's definitely, he gets in between his brothers, and he's like a big pillow wall. Irresistible. I love you. Let's just go with it. The Blessed Be, Mystical Celtic Blessing Card 2, Enrich and Empower by Lucy Cavendish. I consecrated, empowered this deck, whatever you want to call it, to the pantheons of all pantheons, all traditions, lineages, and cultures, because, yeah, there's some heavy Celtic stuff in here, but it is one of my favorite decks. The prayers are beautiful. We're going to say them for real. We're going to channel it through, pass the blessing through my own chakras, system, and nervous system out into the world via YouTube. And it is the hidden blessing, the gold within the lead. At the end of that, we'll do the blessimation. The reading's over, but then I'm going to talk about, if you want to hang out for the very end of this, I get to hear Underworld Catwalk, the new music again for the Shadow Reads by Janet Grace, which I think is worth it. But then we're going to talk about private sessions and Patreon and all that, because it's fun for me. I'm going to do it with childlike expression. But for now, here's the big one. Last card down. Please take a nice deep breath. Cross my legs the other way. So I really have that Virgo on point. Details. Still point. And we end as we began. Pantheonic override. As I call to the pantheons of all pantheons, please, a delegation from all traditions, lineages, and cultures for the Virgo Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers who are watching this video, and perhaps you drew to this reading. What is the hidden blessing? The gold within the lead, the light at the end of the tunnel. To assist the Virgo Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and crosswatchers who are watching this video, drawn to this reading, alchemize the Hermit in the 8th with the 4 cups on the inner, the Chariot on the outer, removing obstacles with childlike expression with the help of Archangel Azrael in this transition of the butterfly magic with the butterfly magic of the soul. Egg, caterpillar, cocoon, or butterfly, wherever we are. May we be blessed with all that we need, with encountering conflict, that we don't have to choose sides, we can take a stand, and all that considered. What is the hidden blessing already in play? The gold within the lead, the light at the end of the tunnel, for the Virgo Collective and the cross-watchers, this full to new. A blessing of fire. Flick my back. Alright, blessing of fire. I'm sitting on fire. Oh no, I just Sondheimed. Card number 3, a blessing of fire. This is an intense one though. Talk about passion. Oh yeah, he's like, the fire sign just decided. Oh, you give each other kisses. He's taking care of his little brother. I love my little feline family. Well, you try incarnating as an aspect of Archangel Ariel and see what happens. Ready? We're doing these for real, all joking aside. This is going to be hot, though. Please take a nice deep breath. Aries on the outer. Still point. Pantheons, please. Transmit. Pantheonic override. Card number 3, a blessing of fire. A blessing to bring passion, motivation, and creative spark to your life and to the lives of those that you touch. May the many blessings of the holy fires be yours. May fire's burning passion, its quick intensity, compel you into moments of action. The Chariot. To make decisions, follow the truths of your heart, and to quicken and burn like the flames within the hearth. May you be warmed and sheltered by the glow of these holy fires, and may they spark again and again the motivation we all need to turn the wheel in our lives. May the blessings of the flames that devour the old be yours, and may they burn through the debris of memory, the fallen deadwood of hurt and grudges, inner child, and burn through the pain that so many of us feel when recollecting injustices. May it inspire you to move forward with your life, and may it bring down what no longer serves you. May its crimson heat take light within your own soul, butterfly, and breathe to life the flames within you, so that you kindle again and again the sacred inner life which will warm you when all about you goes cold. Hermit. May you have rising within you from that radiant heart of fire in the head of the poets of old, the ancient brilliance that will allow dreams to ignite, so that you shine with that inner radiance. May any fear of fire pass from you, and may the only flames you tend be those who serve your best self. Let any former harm in other lives from this element pass away now, and let a great spark from the heart of the universe rekindle your love and warmth, your passion, your intensity and motivation. Let your warm heart be a shelter for others who come to you, like creatures in the wood come to a campfire, and may the fires within be a place of creativity, of dancing, of dreams, of stories told through the flickers of flames. May you always have that warmth and its protection and its ardor for all of the days of our lives. Blessed be. For the well-being of all and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. So mote it be. Oh yeah, it was good. Worth it. Did you like it? Did you like the new music? Jenna Grace is knocking these out of the park. Underworld Catwalk. We're probably going to end up doing a music video. That should be fun. But let's look at this quickly, right? Hermit, very, very Virgo in the 8th. It's a soul power for wisdom, right? And certainly we've got some emotional stuff, but it's a 4. It's not a 5, it's a 4. There still might be some regret, some loss, some blah in there, right? But yet moving forward, and this does feel like us getting it together, and of course, doing the alchemy, inner child work. Childlike expression to come from that place of joyful and dancing that was spoken about in the blessing of fire, and absolutely call upon Archangel Azrael. He's lovely. He really, really is. He's the ender of pain and suffering too, particularly in a transition of the soul, right? The human, the hero, the human, the hero, the immortal, and the God. The ego, the personality, the soul, and the self. It's all the 4 same stages of the butterfly, symbolically speaking. So this is a soul transition we're going through. You haven't done anything wrong. But when encountering conflict, and it does feel like with other people, just take a stand for love. Just listen. Be a Virgo. Virgo power, cross your legs, and just listen. And don't think about what you're going to say to them. Just give them that space. In the moment, what you need to say. If you're truly centered and ready for it, the truth will come out in a way, and it won't matter how they take it, because that's on you, right? And with this blessing of fire, I just think that's powerful, that creative that joy for life, and that can be done with innocence of that inner child. So I really hope you enjoyed the reading, and subscribe and like button and all of that stuff. Comment, it just helps other Virgos and cross-watchers find the reading. But over on Patreon, that's really where I'm serving my best. I mean, YouTube has become the front door that people can knock on and look around, but past that is Patreon. And we also have a Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short, private Facebook group that we've been doing some amazing things with. But I have to say, on Patreon, if I didn't click that over my head already, I love it so much. It's so wonderful. It really, as a Virgo, gives me enough creative control within community guidelines to really do what I do in this world and to serve in a way that is very, very fulfilling. And we're building lovely relationships and a lovely community over there. So you remember, they got 3 things: the daily check-ins, the extended reads, and the the exclusive discount on private sessions. So let's talk about that. There is a video that I made for the 25th anniversary of Drawing the Circle Productions, because they changed my prices for the first time in 25 years. It's on my website, drawingthecircle.com, in the store. You can see it. It's all spelled out there, but I made a video. And then it's pretty much like almost 10 minutes, which is a miracle that I covered all of that in that amount of time, but it does explain everything for you. And in person, if I have to travel, if we're Zoom recording it, whatever, private sessions include spiritual counseling as well as readings, and should I ever go back to my hands-on healing practice again, that would be included in that too, and I mentioned that in the video. So booking private sessions with Mal, check it out. Explains everything, because I'm here to help and I'm here to serve, and I've been through so many dark nights of the soul at this point. Put them all together, it was probably a dark decade all put together end to end, and I'm better for it, and I'm here to help, and I'm here to serve. And shadow work isn't easy, but every time every time you heal that child inside of yourself, a little shadow work, a little forgiveness, a little grace, a little love going on in there, you shift to a more golden timeline, what I call the golden timeline for permanently peaceful, people-populated paradise planet Earth, where that child within all of us can feel safe and feel free and express ourselves in the most innocent way possible and have a really good time in the process. So hang in there, Virgos. Let's face it, 6th house, health and occupation, that's what we do. So you do you, and I'm here for you, and I believe in you, and I love you. So hang in there, do the shadow work, heal, hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.